face, it's your boy Big Vision, live from a secret location under the ground with my man Stick.
What it do?
Alright, what it is.
Full motion, man. You know, on the hustle.
That's what it is, all day, every day, man.
Ah, man. The game is either one is still the system. You know, that's how I see it. You know, I feel like, you know, the Republican side of the thing ain't really got no candidate that got mass appeal or support. You know, and I think Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, you know, are basically, you know, two new faces to the, you know, apparently, you know, to the scene. You know, a black man and a female, white female. But when you look at they platform, you know what I'm saying, and what they stand for in terms of the conditions in black and brown neighborhoods and communities, none of them have a revolutionary program. A lot of them still support, you know, the police occupation going on in our communities. None of them are talking about freeing our political prisoners. You know what I mean? None of them are talking about the reparations issues. You know what I mean? None of them are talking about supporting, you know, the youth in general. You know what I mean? They killed the man who we would have voted for, Tupac. You know what I mean? Tupac was gonna be running, doing all that, you know what I mean? Bridging, you know, the real politics. You know what I mean? They seen that coming, they assassinated him. That's why they got the hip hop police out here now targeting people like T.I. and whoever, you know what I mean, that get caught slipping. So, you know, Barack Obama, if you win, G, watch your back. You know what I mean? And you know, Hillary Clinton, you know, if you win, you know what I mean, we're gonna hold you accountable. You know what I mean? You know, whoever wins, you know, until we get free and get our own independence, you know. For people who don't know, you know, COINTEL program was a government program created to destroy the Black Power movement of the 60s, you know what I mean? And they had undercovers, they created snitch program, undercover program, assassination program, surveillance technologies, framing people, creating beefs within organizations like Nation of Islam, etc. You know what I mean? They was behind the Malcolm X hit. You know what I mean? They was behind the Martin Luther King hit. You know what I mean? You know, COINTELPRO was started by J. Edgar Hoover. You know what I mean? Who said that, you know, the Black Panther Party was the #1 threat, you know, to the internal security of the United States. You know what I mean? But if you look at the Black Panther Party from our perspective, you know what I mean, they created the sickle cell treatment. They created a breakfast in the morning for kids that was hungry. You know what I mean? They created patrols to keep police from brutalizing us, and et cetera, et cetera. So that was the #1 threat. What they did was the program was so blatantly anti-rights, anti-constitutional, you know what I mean, that they said the COINTEL program don't exist no more. You know what I mean? So what they did was they renamed it, reorganized it, you know what I mean, after they put the crack in the community through the CIA in Cali, you know what I mean, and created that whole epidemic. And hip-hop still coming, people still speaking, it's a voice and a network still being developed. So they created a task force called a hip-hop police task force, which was behind, and you could check the record, not just me talking, which was behind the assassination of Pac and Biggie. You know what I mean? And now they run around, you know, in everybody, security force, you know what I mean, and all, you know, all over the place in hip-hop. Trying to take the power and trying to get in position so that the people who get the money and the power and the influence don't really try to apply it to our freedom and you know, independence. You know what I mean? That's what the hip hop police force is about right now. You know what I mean? And they don't wear uniforms and badges, G. They smoke blunts and bandanas.
Definitely.
You heard? It's obvious to the community that T.I. was set up as an example. You know what I mean? And whether T.I. had any involvement with it, it remains to be seen. You know what I mean? And he deserved a fair trial. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he totally innocent. You know what I mean? Totally. He didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, you know, and you know, the right to defend yourself should remain yours, whether you're a felon or not.
Man, all good rapping with you.
You too, brother.
Y'all keep
Big
the lock
vision.
right there.
Fuck the police.
Yeah.